Imagine walking through a crowded street, the noise of people and cars filling the air. Suddenly, a loud sound, a horn, a crash, causes you to freeze. Your heart races, your body tenses, and for a moment you feel trapped like the world is closing in. You're not just reacting to the noise in front of you, your mind has taken you somewhere else, to a place where danger is real. For millions of people with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, this is a daily reality. It's not just a fear of what's happening right now, it's a fear of what happened in the past that continues to haunt them. But what is PTSD, and how does it really affect the people who live with it? PTSD is a mental health condition that occurs after someone has experienced or witnessed something traumatic like an accident, a natural disaster, or violence. It's not something that can be fixed overnight or simply gotten over. For many, the effects of PTSD can linger for years, sometimes even for a lifetime, changing the way they think, feel, and react to the world around them. At its core, PTSD changes a person's ability to feel safe. The trauma they've experienced continues to affect them long after the event itself. This feeling of constant danger is called hyperarousal. Imagine being on high alert all the time. Your heart racing, your mind scanning for threats, even when there's no reason to be afraid. It's like being stuck in a state of fight or flight where everyday sounds or situations can suddenly feel overwhelming. The person might struggle to sleep, get startled easily, or feel on edge without knowing why. It's exhausting to live in this constant state of fear. But PTSD doesn't only affect the body, it also impacts the mind. People with PTSD often replay traumatic events in their heads, sometimes experiencing flashbacks or nightmares. These memories are so vivid and intense that they can feel like the trauma is happening all over again. It's hard to focus on the present when your mind is stuck in the past. A person might forget things, have trouble concentrating, or feel disconnected from the world around them. Simple tasks like going to work or school can feel impossible when your mind is preoccupied with pain from the past. Emotional numbness is another common symptom. After going through something traumatic, people may find it difficult to connect with their feelings or with others. They might feel distant or emotionally shut off, unable to experience joy or love the way they once did. Relationships can suffer, and it's common for people with PTSD to push others away, even though they may desperately want support. They might also feel overwhelming guilt, blaming themselves for something they couldn't control, even though trauma is never anyone's fault. The impact of PTSD goes beyond just the mind. The stress and anxiety that people live with can affect their physical health as well. Those with PTSD are at a higher risk for conditions like heart disease, stomach problems, and even chronic pain. Their body's response to constant stress weakens their immune system, making them more vulnerable to illness. It's like their mind and body are constantly in battle, and it takes a toll. One of the hardest things about PTSD is how it can make someone feel like they're not really living in the present. Instead of enjoying life or looking forward to the future, their thoughts often remain trapped in the past, worrying about what might happen next. Trusting others can become difficult, and a sense of isolation can set in. They might feel like no one understands their pain or that their experiences are invisible to the world. But even in this place of darkness, there is hope. Recovery from PTSD is not easy, and it takes time, but it is possible. Therapy, medication, and support from loved ones can help people manage their symptoms and begin healing. Treatment doesn't erase the past, but it helps individuals learn how to live with it in a way that no longer controls their lives. With the right help and support, people with PTSD can rebuild their sense of safety, regain emotional connections, and find hope in the future again. So the next time you meet someone who seems distant or anxious, remember that PTSD might be affecting their life in ways you can't see. Mental health struggles are real, and everyone has their own battle. If you or someone you know is dealing with PTSD, know that you're not alone. With understanding, compassion, and the right support, it's possible to heal and move forward. And if you're watching this, take a moment to reach out. Whether it's a simple conversation or helping someone find professional help, your support can make all the difference.
Got a question about how something really works? Drop it in the comments and we might cover your topic in our next video.